Hi guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and most importantly, Happy Star Wars! All right, so I went to see Star Wars the other day and I brought a piece of paper and a black felt pen with me into the dark, and I was ready to write down all the difficult vocabulary and idioms that I heard. And guess what? I only found 8, which is good news for you. If your level of English is not that high, you will have no problem understanding the dialogue in this movie because it's pretty simple. But I did manage to find 8 expressions, and they're ones that are useful in everyday life. So, not just while you're on an intergalactic mission to save Luke Skywalker, which is good. All right, our first expression is the girl knows her stuff. So this is something that Finn says about Rey, and I think he's referring to her knowledge of the Millennium Falcon. Um, so what he's saying when he says she knows her stuff is he's saying that she's an expert. She's really good at this spaceship. So she knows how to drive it. She knows everything about how it functions. She knows her stuff. I'm doubting myself. I'm like, was it about the Millennium Falcon? I'm not sure. Regardless, if you say that someone knows their stuff, it means that they're an expert. They really know what they're doing. So the word stuff is definitely a more informal, casual word for things in general. So when you use the expression to know your stuff, the expression has an informal feel to it. But the American workplace is, in general, more informal. So it would not be out of place to say this at work, and maybe you would say it about a coworker. I think Mark should work on that part because he really knows his stuff. Like he's an expert at that. All right, our next one. Are you up for this? Are you sure you're up for this? I don't remember when they use it in the movie. But if you're asking someone, are you up for something? Are you up for it? It means, are you physically and mentally okay to do it? So this can take on a lot of different uses, right? So maybe if I'm sick, I am sick, I've been sick. That's why I didn't make a video last week, sorry. My throat is still not awesome, but it seems to be working okay. So yeah, maybe I would be talking to my husband about filming this video and he might say, are you up for filming the video? Like, are you going to be okay to do it? Are you able to do it? Are you feeling good enough, feeling well enough to do it? Yeah. Another use of are you up for it could be talking about your ability, your skill level, or your level of comfort with something emotionally. So maybe if I go skiing with someone, I'm a terrible skier. So if we go to a more intermediate ski run, my friend might ask me, are you up for this ski run? Are you sure you're up for this intermediate ski run? And he's just trying to say, like, are you able to do it? Are you going to fall and kill yourself on this ski hill? Or also, are you scared? Like, do you feel okay with doing this? Are you emotionally up for it? Yeah, so lots of different ways to use are you up for something. All right, our next one is bring it down. So this movie is actually the first time that I've heard someone say bring it down without saying bring it down a notch. So this happens with idioms over time, So when an idiom becomes very common, sometimes we just shorten it or abbreviate it to like the first half of the idiom, which apparently has just happened with bring it down a notch. So in the movie, Rey says to Finn is being really dramatic about something and maybe a little bit self-important, like about how he knows so much about something, and being really intense. And Rey tells him, okay, bring it down, or you need to bring it down. So what she's telling him is be a little bit less intense. Like, it's not such a big deal. It's not so important. Or you're being a little crazy because you're really, really dramatic right now. So bring it down or bring it down a notch. You could also talk about bringing it down a notch, usually in a technical field. If you're talking about sound or light, in the context of maybe making a movie, or maybe you're a DJ and you're setting up for the evening to see how loud the volume of something is. If you wanted to tell someone to make it quieter, you might say, we should bring it down a notch. The same with lights, right? If you want the lights to be a little bit darker, a little bit dimmer, you could say, let's bring the lights down a notch. Let's bring them down a notch. So that's how you could use that. The next one. Okay, so this might be a tiny, tiny bit of a spoiler. If you've not seen the movie, you might want to skip past this expression. But really, I don't think it is a spoiler because I'm really not going to give away much at all. But I'm just warning you. A spoiler. What is a spoiler? A spoiler is when you tell people an important part of a movie before they've seen it, and then they get really mad because you've ruined it for them. You've told them the secret. It's not really a big secret, but just, you never know, just in case. All right, so the expression is, you drive me crazy. And Leia says to Han Solo, after all these years, you still drive me crazy. The interesting thing about this expression, and what gives more meaning to that scene, is that driving someone crazy has two very different meanings. So one of the meanings is that something or someone really, really annoys or frustrates you. Okay, so if you've ever tried to sleep in a room where there's a mosquito, you're like hiding under the blankets and the mosquito is like, ee, you are thinking, this mosquito is driving me crazy. Okay, so it's really frustrating me, really annoying me. So that's one meaning. A person or a thing, a noise could drive you crazy, or just a situation or something. And then the other meaning of drive someone crazy is that you are really, really attracted to the person. So Channing Tatum drives a lot of girls crazy. Justin Bieber. I'm sure if you went to a Justin Bieber concert, you would see that Justin Bieber drives a lot of girls crazy. Okay, they're just they lose their heads over him. They love him so much. They're so attracted to him. I don't really see it. I don't get it, but it is what it is. All right, so getting back to Leia and Han Solo, when Leia says, you still drive me crazy, we're not sure exactly what she means. Maybe she means, you really annoy me, Han Solo. Maybe she means, I still love you, Han Solo. Maybe she means both. I think she probably means both. I love you, but you're really annoying, which is a common situation. All right, our next expression, this word, to acquiesce. So acquiesce is one of those, I'm not sure exactly how to define these words. Academic, higher level, it's not, formal maybe, but it's not so much formal as it's more of an intellectual word, or something that you would use if you were discussing something intellectual or academic, or something a politician might say in a speech. So if you want to sound smart or important, use a word like acquiesce. But don't push it, don't force it, because it really doesn't come up that often. But basically, if you're acquiescing, then you are giving up without a fight. So you wanted something, and then you want it, and there's some kind of a conflict, and if you acquiesce, you just say, okay, I give up. No contest. I've decided to not do this. So maybe, you could say that sometimes politicians acquiesce on some of their policies. So maybe they have a policy or two that is not going to be popular with most of their voters, and so they decide to no longer hold those policies or support them. So they just quietly make them go away. They just quietly stop supporting those things. So they would acquiesce on policies. Or in Star Wars, I don't know his name, so you probably don't either. The bad general guy from the Empire, from the dark side. He's giving a speech to all of the soldiers, and he tells them something like, this is the day we will remember that the Republic, the light side, will acquiesce, or they will acquiesce to us. So we are so strong, and we're going to go fight them, and they're just going to give up. I mean, there's gonna be no contest. They won't be able to fight us because we're so much more powerful, and it's not even gonna be much of a fight, you know, like they will just quit and we will win because they're so weak. So they will acquiesce. All right, our next one is to swindle. So if you're swindling someone, you are cheating them or tricking them in order to get their money or their possessions. All right, so, okay, this is not a very good example, but I mean, it is a good example. It's just a weird one. If you give me $20 to go to the store and buy you ice cream, and I take your $20 and I say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go buy you so much ice cream. And then I disappear and I never come back. I just swindled you out of $20. Okay, so I tricked you, I promised you ice cream, but I only did it to steal your $20. I swindled you, which would make me a swindler. So in the movie, Han Solo, what do we know about Han Solo? What is his job? So Han Solo is a trader, a businessman. But he is a businessman, trader who trades illegal things, you know, black market things. So this makes him a smuggler, all right? He secretly transports illegal things. And he has this run-in, he meets up by accident, or these guys were following him and they find him some other traders, and he's had some bad dealings with them in the past, and they're not very happy with him. And one of them says, "You swindler," or "You swindled me." So you stole my money. You cheated me out of money. Swindle feels like a bit of an old-fashioned word to me. I would just say, "You cheated me," or I would call the person a con artist or a scam artist. Yeah, but yeah, they went with swindle. All right, our next one is messed up. So I feel like I've already taught this twice in 2 other videos. So I will refer you back to that one, which means that messed up is a very popular, very common, useful phrasal verb. And in this Star Wars movie, it comes up in the scene right near the beginning where Finn and Rey meet for the first time. And Finn tells Rey, "I just had a really messed up day," or "I had the most messed up day." So if you watch the movie, you will see an example of a truly messed up day. All right, so I'm putting the link here if you want to go back and check out the full definition of the expression messed up. All right, and the last one is to take someone or something out. All right, so take out is one of those phrasal verbs that has many different meanings, and I'm just going to focus on one so we don't get confused. And the meaning as it is in the Star Wars movie is just to destroy. All right, so it's right at the beginning, and they say something like, "We need to take out those cannons." The cannons are the big guns on the ship. So yeah, they're just saying we need to destroy the cannons on the enemy ship, like shoot them. So taking something out is, yeah, like destroying it in some kind of violent way, like shooting it or yeah, something like that. And if you're watching a crime movie or a mafia kind of movie or TV series, and they talk about taking a person out, they're talking about killing the person. So we're going to take that guy out, we're going to kill him. All right. Oh, just one note. The vocabulary as you see it now, from the top down, that is the order that it appears in the movie from beginning to end. The first expression to take something out, to take out the cannons, is going to be the first one that you hear in the movie, and then it's going to go in order, and the last one in the movie from this list that you'll hear is "She knows her stuff," or "The girl knows her stuff." All right, that's all for this episode, Star Wars. Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And I will see you guys next week.